Hey everyone, it's Darby from Blue Television Games. Today I thought it'd be cool to make a new level using the new update. So we'll use the Fire Koopa Clown car, we'll use the P-switch doors, and we'll also use the new bumpers. Of course you get the bumpers by shaking that, you get the P-switch door by shaking the doors, and you get the Koopa Clown car, the Fire version, by shaking the usual Koopa Clown car. So we're going to somehow try to use all three of these items. I'm still pretty new to them, so I'm going to go ahead and jump on this and just kind of see what we're working with here. So it looks like you hop pretty high. It's definitely got a little bit of a different feel than the spring and the note blocks. Seems like if you jump from the eyes, you go a little bit farther maybe. Okay. So we'll make use of all this somehow. Let's see here. So if we're in the Koopa Clown car, we can fly above everything. So we don't want that type of situation to come up. So we're going to go ahead and block in the ceiling. Let's see, actually, why don't we make this start area. This will just be where we start, but we will go to an airship area. So let's make a pipe. Kind of off screen a little. Heck, we'll start it all the way from the top. Right above this. Maybe try to get a couple little flowers here to put near the pipe entrance. That'd be kind of cool. There we go. And just so people know, we want you to go up the pipe. Let's go ahead and take an arrow and face it up towards the pipe. Of course I clicked it too many times. That looks pretty cool. Drag Mario to the pipe. And our exit pipe. Let's see. Might as well start pretty far over here. And we're going to want the airship theme. And to block in the ceiling so people can't fly above, I'm going to go ahead and use pipes. Why are there pipes up here in the sky? Who knows? Let's see how far I can go with this pipe. That looks pretty cool. Let's copy both of those. And it'll let me. Oh, gotta move the goal over. Let's try that again. Undo again. There we go. I got my pipes back. Let's move the goal over. Go back to the start. Now, if I copy these, I should be able to paste them. That looks good. Let's go ahead and do it again. This is just one idea to keep people from flying above your level and skipping everything. There's lots of ways to do this. This just popped in my head. I thought this would be a cool way to keep people from flying up here. Looks like I'm getting close to the end, so this might not work. Alright. There we go. Got a nice little border at the top. That'll keep anyone from skipping any part of my level here. And since this is an airship stage and we will be flying around, it might be kind of cool to make this an auto-scroller. So let's start with turtle speed for now. Let's put the Koopa Clown car right here. And let's put a mushroom in it. Let's go ahead and start it up. Make sure that will land in the Koopa Clown car, alright? Jump up through the pipe. Land in the Koopa Clown car, and we're ready to start our side-scrolling shoot-'em-up level. That's cool. Alright, so let's get these bumpers going here. Let's see what they're all about. This could be maybe our main obstacle that'll kind of cause us some issues here. Alright. And for right now, we're going to put some ground under the Koopa Clown car. I'll show you why real quick. If we try to test this, it'll kind of block me because it's afraid I'm going to fall down and die. So for now, we're going to put some ground right here. Go ahead and hit play. Now we'll fall in the clown car. Let's see if these bounce us pretty good. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I'm not sure what all you can do with these yet. I don't know if you can't stack things on them, it appears. I don't know if you can put them on tracks or not. Let's try that. You can put the saws on tracks, so I imagine you can put these on tracks. Well, that's kind of cool. Alright. So we have some ideas here. But to start, I'm going to want a constant threat here, just to make things a little trickier. So we need to come up with a way, need to come up with a way that can have something always shooting at Mario, but he can't kill it. So let's see what happens if I drag this guy right here. So it appears as if he can't shoot when he's up that high. Wait a minute. I forgot to put wings on them. You gotta put wings on these guys to get them to do the cool stuff where they shoot out spikes. Let's try that. Alright, it'd be pretty hard to hit this guy. He's just high enough that I can't get him. That's kind of what I was looking for. Alright, so you can hit him, it's just really hard. Let's see if we move him up just one more here. I'd like to get to where I just can't even hit him. Will he still shoot at me? Yes. Okay, that's perfect. I'm kind of wanting things to dodge as I go. That'll be cool. Alright, so that guy will constantly be a threat, and let's go ahead and do the same thing we did on the top on the bottom. We'll make it a little more claustrophobic here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this a few times here. That way I won't be able to go too low, and I think I can include one of those guys on the bottom that'll shoot too. That way we constantly have some stuff to dodge here. We'll see if make sure it's not too overly hard to do. Let's go back to the start. Let's copy this guy and put him right down here. Alright, now we got a couple of those little guys. We have a place to land too if we jump out of the clown car on accident. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. So we're constantly dodging things. I'll make it to where this won't just be a breeze to get through. Let's go ahead and we'll look at this little Mario path here to see where Mario went. And let's go ahead and maybe we could let's try putting some of these bumpers on some circle tracks and see how that looks. Might be kind of cool. Alright, let's move him. Just kind of get an idea of what that'll be like. I keep jumping out of there on accident. Alright, so just an extra little thing to dodge here and there. That might be kind of cool. So let's just, I'll show you how sometimes you can just kind of randomly do something and maybe it'll be cool. We can delete some of these later if need be. But it'll give it some repetition, which is cool. That could be pretty tricky right there. I like that. Can I get this in the middle? No, can't do a middle one, so let's do one there. Maybe down here we'll do another one of these double ones. That's kind of cool. Alright, that's a cool start. Let's start at the beginning and we'll kind of play this by ear and try to figure out some ideas of things to do here. I like how the fireballs he shoots out look kind of like the ones Bowser shoots out at you. That's pretty cool. Alright, so I think the first obstacle should just be a wall. And it'll be right here. Let's see if that's too close to the beginning or not. Okay, and the timing on that's pretty good too. I got just enough time to sneak through there. Alright. And on this one, maybe we can do a double wall. Kind of increase the difficulty just a little bit. And let's go ahead and put our first enemy in here to fight. Alright, only thing bad about this stage is there'll be a lot of going back to the beginning to test everything, but at least we'll get to test everything as we go. That was a little tricky. Let's try it again. I think I just was kind of sloppy on that. There we go. So if you want to, you could switch to the cloud too, I guess. Probably be a bad move. So maybe the cloud isn't the best choice for him. Alright, I can get through there in time. Things are looking pretty good so far. Let's try putting him in a clown car instead. I wonder if we put him in that kind, if he'll shoot back at us. I haven't thought of that yet. Let's see if he can actually shoot in it too. Cool. That's working pretty good. I like the idea of forcing people through the middle right here, so let's move this up. And I think this guy should come in a little bit later. Let's put him in like right about here maybe? Alright, let's go ahead and test this out again. Yeah, that's better. That way people aren't tempted to jump in the cloud and break your level. Just enough space to get through there pretty easily. Now we got two of these guys. That's cool. More to dodge. We definitely need another enemy around here somewhere. Maybe another wall. Maybe this wall can be 3. But maybe we can do something cool with it, like... Why don't we do 4? And we'll stick... Maybe we'll put a hammer bro in here this time. Alright, so now we got a cool pattern going here. Trying to think of some more ideas. This guy could drop our first power up here. And maybe depending on how good you did at holding on to your previous power up, you could get a little raccoon feather there. Alright, that's pretty cool. We'll go ahead and make a little wall here. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's see where we're at now. We'll just keep testing this. Alright, that part's pretty easy. Once you get the hang of the Koopa Clown car, the fire version, it's actually not too hard to use. Those things really do bounce you, it's pretty cool. Alright, Hammer Bro was easy. Alright, that part wasn't too bad. Alright, the Lakitu guy isn't throwing down my power up like I hoped. I have a way to fix that in my mind already. That part was a little hard. Alright. So okay, everything worked pretty well so far. And like usual, you know, we're just going to try to take about 30 minutes to an hour to make this level, so there'll be plenty of places where I could improve. But this is just a way to kind of get us going here. Alright, so we'll give you 3 chances to get your power up here. Maybe we'll use a fire flower instead. Alright, once you get through here, let's see. While we move the goal back, we'll try to make this a little bit shorter. We don't need this to be super long. One more screen. Let's go ahead and grab the pipe again. There we go, that looks cool. Let's see, now we need to get crazy challenging here at the end maybe. That'd be kind of fun. So maybe we'll just have a bunch of Magikoopas here that are just gonna shoot at us. And this will be the final room. So you'll have to really work your way to get through here. And we'll go ahead and put a mushroom in this. Maybe a 1-up. That might be kind of cool to have little items in the blocks that you can get. Alright, I like that. Maybe, let's see here. Still haven't decided what to do with the P-switch door. Maybe once we get to the part at the end here, we'll use that somehow. Let's just see if we can get to the end. We'll go ahead and test out what we got so far. Alright, throw some fireballs. Those bumpers are just way too happy for this level. They don't really fit in with the style, but it's still fun to use them. They just look way too happy. Look like inner tubes. And we haven't used very many Hammer Bros, so maybe we'll add one more somewhere. Alright. Looks like we didn't really need 3. Maybe we'll do two different tubes there. Maybe just 1. Oh, when you have the fire flower, you shoot 3 out. I didn't know that. That's freaking awesome. Okay. Definitely sticking with the fire flower. Just enough time to make it through. Yeah, this is awesome. I missed my fire flower now. Alright, so the wall was a little bit too thick. Let's go ahead and take a couple rows off. Alright, and the fire flower power up is just awesome. So we're going to go ahead and change this completely. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. I didn't realize the fire flower made you shoot 3 out. That's so cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and put a fire flower in there instead. I didn't like the Magikoopas down here at the bottom. You really couldn't do much about them. So instead, let's do a little fleet of guys to kill here. Let's do 2 Hammer Bros, and we'll do a Magikoopa too. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's see if we can make it to the end now. So really reward people that make it that far without getting hit, because... Well, actually we won't. We won't do the progressive power up there. We want everyone to get a chance to use that, that triple shot. That's really cool. Alright. So far so good. He's pretty easy to take out. Almost got hit there. Whoa! Sweet, now I can get the fire flower nice and easy. Which actually probably gives you a chance to take out those guys at the top too. Just enough time to make it through. Barely got through that. Alright, here's our big wall here. Go up high, we can get that other one up. Just enough time to get it. You can get it and still make it through the wall. So we got that all a little bit better timed out. And now we get to the end here. Okay, so I like that. So now we're going to open this up, I think. And let's go ahead and take another pipe. Maybe we'll make it to where you exit from the top. This should be about the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, yeah, it should be about the center. Alright, so that kind of blocks all that in. Screen won't move at this point. We want to make sure they can't... We want to make sure they can't just like fly up there in the Koopa Clown car, so let's make sure they have to get out of it. Let's move this over just a couple more. Let's go ahead and test it out. We'll go ahead and steal this guy's Koopa Clown car. Let's try that again. Just gonna make sure that I don't get trapped here or anything. Get smashed. Alright, so if you would have made it through here, you wouldn't have been able to get through there. Where's the screen stop? Yeah, that would be good. You'd be in the clown car here, you could jump out, go over here. And then we could do this. This will be kind of a little bit of a generic way to use the P-switch door, but we're just going to go ahead and include it since it's new. So we'll do a P-switch that comes out of this pipe. And then let's make it to where you gotta jump up these bumpers to get to... I'm trying to figure out a good way to do this. This could be the exit here. And it'll be blocked in. So you gotta make it up here, bouncing on these bumpers to get through there, which would take us... that doesn't make any sense. Okay, we need a way to use this P-switch door though. How about instead of a pipe, we do a door, and then, oops, this door takes you over here. Which will take us to the pipe, which will take us to the end part. That would work. Alright, let's test this out and see if it works. Hit the P switch. Of course, I'm not very good at using the bumpers. Let's see if we can even get up here yet. Let's see. Yeah, I think we could make it. Alright, so that's a little tricky. I'm not that good at these yet, so we're going to go ahead and move this over one. Move this down and over one. Let's try that. A little mini puzzle here. Not much of a puzzle, but... there we are. Go through the P-switch door. Go through the pipe and we exit the stage. Let's use some arrows. Even though we know which way to go, our people playing the game wouldn't know, maybe, necessarily. So we definitely want people to know this is where you go. That might be a little excessive, so let's delete those. One up arrow might be good. Let's go ahead and put those behind there so it looks a little better. Alright, so we got our first section done now. That looks pretty cool. Go ahead and touch some things up here. Alright, let's go back to the start. Definitely want to switch up this background a little somehow. Not much options in the airship theme. Let's try a different theme and see what we like. That's actually kind of cool looking. But the semi-solids aren't that great still. I think we're just going to stick with airship. We'll make it work. Let's just make this top area all like this, maybe. It might look kind of cool. And we'll shake this one. There we go. Looks kind of neat. And we'll just keep repeating this along the top just for the heck of it. It'll look kind of cool. We'll just keep doing random ones maybe. Alright, cool. That looks pretty neat. And let's see if there's anything else we want to do to this section. Maybe we'll add some coins, just for the heck of it. People like to collect coins, so it's never a bad choice. I'll make it look more like a completed level. If we had more time to playtest, I would try to put these in spots that made more sense, but for now, we'll just make it work. Alright, let's go ahead and test this one last time and see how it goes. Make sure that everything works good. Alright, I missed my clown car, so let's go ahead and retry this. We'll just start from the beginning. Make sure everything's lined up good. Alright, cool. We got our Koopa Clown car. Those coins could probably be placed a little better. Like I said, we're not going to mess with it much. They're just kind of there for looks at this point. And I died. Let's try it again. I'm going to ignore the coins. I think the coins kind of tripped me up a little bit. I'll definitely, when I have more time, I'll be probably making a level with some of these new elements soon. It'll be a bit better than this since this was just kind of a quick little off the top of my head thing. I just thought it'd be fun for everyone to check out the update and kind of just randomly make something. Maybe this will give you some ideas, things you can do. Alright, it's going a little better. We can get our awesome three fireball power up here. That's a really cool addition. I'm glad they added that. Definitely makes it feel more like a shoot 'em up kind of level. You could definitely make some sweet levels with this Fire Koopa Clown car. It's actually the thing I was probably the least excited for. Well, maybe the bumpers. But now that I've actually used it, I think it's really cool. Alright, so we need to make that pipe one higher. Those two guys are kind of a pain in the butt now. I wasn't anticipating them being around. So what can we do to get rid of them? That's actually an easy fix. Let's move this over one. Let's make a regular door. Let's make the other one right here so you can't go back in it. That will knock out those two guys because they're kind of a pain in the butt at that point. Other than that, we'll pretty much leave everything mostly like it is. This should be a pretty good start here. Alright. And that'll actually be better. You don't have to try to slide under this or anything. Cool. So once we get to this pipe, let's go ahead and finish this up. So I have an idea for a boss fight that I think might be kind of cool. So let's put the, let's see. Just put it there for now. And do that. We're going to want one screen width here for our boss fight. Boss fight should drop us out from above, I believe. That would be cool. Let's switch this up. Alright. I have an idea for a boss fight. Let's see if I can put it together here real quick. Let's actually move that right there. I wanted to make it so you fell down onto a Koopa shell. And it'll start bouncing back and forth, but I don't want the Koopa shell to come back and hit me, so let's do that. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Alright. Then we'll need some breakable bricks. but maybe also... Trying to think of the best way to do this. No. I want the Koopa Shell to have to break these bricks to be able to beat the stage, but I can't have it to where Mario can stand in there for too long. So, let's do this. Let's put this... Oops. Alright, and let's put something that can crush this on there. Alright, let's go ahead and test this and see what happens. Alright, that worked as planned. I could just stand here though, all day long. And I can move right there to dodge that, but if we make two of them, I think it'll actually work great. Let's move this up. I like trying to come up with creative boss fights. This one popped in my head earlier today, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I fall out of this tube, land on the Koopa Troopa, starts bouncing back and forth. I got just enough time to get out of there. Alright, now I gotta wait for him to destroy all these blocks to get to the end. I just gotta decide who my boss will be while I'm waiting for these blocks to get hit. And just for time's sake, we will just go ahead and we'll bring those two little guys back that we had earlier. Alright, so we have these two guys to dodge. And then when this will hit something at the end that'll make it to where we can beat the level. Let's go ahead and put some giant munchers here. Alright, erase that. So let's just go ahead and undo that real quick. There we go. And right here we'll put a power block. That should work. Let's go ahead and test this out. I'm gonna go back through the tunnel. Alright, let's test it out and see if our boss fight works. Fall down here, and I did not hit the Koopa Troopa. Let's move him one over. Let's try it again. I might have to move the pipe farther down. Alright, jump up through the tube, or the pipe. Fall on the Koopa Troopa. Ice blocks are coming, so I need to go out. Should put a checkpoint there too, because I'm sure most people would get smashed there at first. If you run over here, you'll see that you can't go through. Turtle shell's still coming. This is pretty cool. Yeah, it's a decent length for a boss fight. Just have to keep dodging these things. Alright, cool. I jumped up to see how high I could get. Let's put a fire flower on Mario real quick and make sure we can't just jump up and shoot them. Alright. Oh wait, okay, if you shoot him with the fireball, Then you lose the turtle shell. So maybe one more of these guys with the turtle shell or Koopa Troopa. That way, if you screw up, you still got a chance here. Yeah, cool little boss fight. It won't take too long to get through it. Alright, and that helps if you mess it up. You can keep going. It's the part where it gets a little trickier. Yeah, that'll work. We can get to the end with that. Alright, cool. So, I'm going to put one block there. And I'm going to erase just a few blocks here. There we go. And let's go ahead and put boss battle music on that. On one of these guys, that'll work fine. Maybe the middle one. We put all three just in case something goes wrong. Alright, that's cool. We have that all situated. Let's go ahead and check out what it looked like to have a little semi-solid platform up here. Alright, we'll have to re-put our sound effects on there since they decided to bounce off. Alright. Yeah, it looks kind of cool. Add some variety to it. Gives it just a little bit of a different background. That's pretty cool. I like that. Let's go ahead and block in the top. I just like to get in the habit of always doing that. People like to find miracle ways to get to places, so we'll make sure no one can cheat their way out of here. And let's see. Let's go ahead and run these all the way up to the top. We'll do 2 rows on both sides. Now we have a little boss battle section. That's pretty cool. I think I'd like this if this was blocked in like so. Looks pretty cool. Alright. Let's go ahead and test out our level and see where we're at. Whoa. That was a little close. Seems like if you try to stay up towards the front, things go a little bit smoother. If you fall too far behind and you get messed up pretty quick. This isn't too bad though. It's pretty fun dodging the bumpers and trying to make my way around here. Alright, see if I can do this crazy bumper part again. Alright, it's all in the timing here. I would have made it that time. Still not used to these bumpers yet. They're a little wild when you bounce on them. And we got it this time. That's pretty cool too, because you could keep people from being able to go back through doors. I like it. Nope, see, I did the trick that I didn't want to do and accidentally take that guy out. Cool, and you can kind of keep that mushroom there if you need it, as long as you dodge it. I really like the flying spinies for boss battles. I really like how they shoot in two different directions. Really makes you think when you gotta dodge everything. It's a pretty cool boss battle. I might actually use this in one of my levels. Something like this. It needs refined a little bit, but I like the idea behind it. I think I could have did a few less blocks here. We don't want it to drag out too long. Maybe a few less blocks and get rid of the power-up dispenser. So we're still going to need quite a few hits here. That was cool. It was pretty fun though. Alright, just a few more hits and we will finish the level here. If I don't kill myself. A power block will take everything out, that'll be really cool. Bam, alright, cool. It actually doesn't take them out, which is cool, because then you hit the axe and everyone gets finished off. Alright, well I actually think that came out pretty cool. It's a fun little level. It could use some refining. The look of it could just definitely need some aesthetic changes. But overall, I had fun messing around with the new items. Hopefully it gave you guys a couple of ideas with them. Maybe this boss battle gave you guys a cool idea as well. If you guys liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. There will always be plenty of Super Mario Maker videos coming out, so stay tuned.